Hello, it is me, Person Man. And as you know, I'm very well known for my hot takes. Not at all, anyway. We're gonna rate Dark Souls bosses. Not at all. Well, Dark Souls 4 bosses, let's be honest. This is what this is. This is Dark Swords, but open world. So, I don't think this is all of the ones I put in, but sure. Anyway, yeah, there is a few I have not found, and I've done a full playthrough of this, so some may... Actually, I should probably add that. So, okay. Graphic design is my passion, as you can fucking tell. Anyway, let's get on to the bosses. Alright. Ancient Hero of Zamor, which, according to the Wikipedia, there's like fucking 40 of them. Where are you, bitch? Here she is. She's probably a pretty good boss. Problem with her is that she's basically... You don't realize it at the time, but she is, one, a recycled enemy. For one, I'm pretty sure she's recycled from the like the strong skeletons from Dark Souls 3. And she also feels like Dancer Light. So I'm not in favor of that. But if you fight her just as a boss and somehow don't find them as a basic enemy, I think she's pretty good. And she is good for a boss fight. So I think she isn't spectacular though. So Evergirl is probably where most of the great bosses in this game reside, other than for a few of them. So I'm just gonna put him in fine, because you don't meet them that much. I'm not sure, because I've only met them one time as a boss, but like half the regions as in the game have her listed. Like 3 of them have her listed as a fucking boss, so not sure if that's because they're not sure which area she's part of, but she's fine. Beast of Pharah, Missoula, who's the best picture I could... Well, actually, these are all Extra Life pictures, because I wanted to make them fun of them, especially for this. This was when I found this picture, and I made this fucking thing. The reason I went with only Extra Life images, and why there's fucking missing textures everywhere, is because this... What the fuck is this? Seriously, what the fuck is this? It's so dumb. This is supposed to be Beast of Pharah, Missoula, and I can't tell what the fuck it's supposed to be. So I'm just gonna put it in no clue. I also don't think I actually fought him, but what the fuck is this? Bell-bearing Hunter. I'm not sure if I fought this guy, but I don't think I found him. He's also listed on like 3 different places, so I'm not sure if I forgot to add another layer, which is the fucking pathetic. Here you can see it by being pink, like they are on the inside. Anyway, let's continue. So next one is Black Knife Assassins. Oh, I hate these things. Now, there's 2 of them on the list. I think I'm gonna put this guy as the main guy because he's a boss fight. Well, there is multiple. Never mind. You know what? This guy is copy pasta because he's less cool. The problem with these things is that they are okay as mini bosses, and when you first come across them, they're fine as a boss too. Because I didn't think there would be this many of them throughout the game, but there's like literally like 5 boss fights with them, and then an area where they're just patrolling around. The most annoying thing about them is that half of them are invisible. Completely invisible. And the only way you know where they are is by... One of the arenas has water, which if your texture settings aren't high enough, that barely gives them away. And they can also jump and dash. Neither of which make motions in the water, so you can't really tell where the fuck they are. And to make it much, much worse, they have an obnoxious grab attack, which has a wind-up, which on this guy, who is fine, you can dodge because you can see it coming. But they are literally invisible and it doesn't make a noise. It's not like Frida where she's like, and if you go near her, she becomes visible. No, this is so much fucking worse. So, they're definitely not in either of these because they are fine when they're visible, and these are in copy pasta, unfortunately, but they are really fucking annoying to deal with. Anyway, next one. Bloodhound Knight Darryl. This is this guy over here. These guys are just copy paste. I'm putting them in copy paste as well because they are basic enemies and they don't really do a lot. If you have a heavy enough weapon, you can stun lock them. At least the assassins will jump away if you try that, and this girl is immune to it. But these guys can get very easily stun locked and just fucking killed with any heavy weapons, so they're kind of pathetic. They're also another fucking Guts reference, and I get it, Miyazaki. You like Berserk. That's fine, but can you stop? Because there's two. And they probably missed a few, but there's at least two Guts references here as well. We'll get to the other one. Cemetery Shade, this is this thing. This is pathetic. There's nothing to be said. Just hit him, roll away, roll away, roll away, hit him, and he dies in like 4 hits. Even if you are at the level that you're supposed to be when you're meeting him. It's kind of fucking pathetic. I'm not gonna lie. And there's a bunch of them. Actually, there's an enemy version of this thing in a very annoying spot, and that is harder to deal with than the boss versions, which is fucking hilarious. Even though it's not any tougher, to be honest. Next one. Death Burb. I have no clue. I'm pretty sure that there's a second one on the list, which is the same as this, but there was literally no image, so I'm just burb. It's burb. Demi-Human Chief. I'm pretty sure that's one of the... It's one of the missing textures. I'm pretty sure. They're nothing special. They're basic mini-bosses. Not... Ignore them. Fucking pathetic. Actually, pathetic. That's better for them. Erdtree Avatar. I'm gonna put... Well, okay, I'm gonna talk about the boss ones. Where can I find him? I'm just gonna put him... He's extremely overused. Like, 90% of the big trees you find where it's like, ooh, there must be something cool here. And then it's just this boss. Over and over and over again. They're not pathetic. They are fine. But because there's so many of them, and because they barely get changed up with differences, like you would think that, okay, you found one in the Scarlet Rot Zone, so this has a rot attack. It only affects one of his attacks. And that's the one that gets reused afterwards, so it stops being special. Like, give them all separate attacks. And we'll come back to this with the dragons as well, but to be honest, even if they gave them special attacks, unless they remade all of these bosses and just make them either have less or make the encounters completely different, these things would get old. Because, and that, okay, actually I'm gonna put this in copy pasta, because they are a reused asset from Dark Souls fucking 1, translated over to Dark Souls 2, 3 as a pushover boss, like in a random spot, and then you recycle that even further into a recycled boss which is in every area. So this is the king of copy pasta right here. And it's a good boss. And especially figuring out how to fight it effectively using a horse when he wants to counter you using a horse is kind of fun. But it's just too many. There's way too fucking many of these things. There's this boy. This boy twice. Because the fucking wiki, even though they have 2 separate pages for the 2 different types, they are the same picture. One of these is the staff, and one of this is the... Not staff. The staff one goes over here. The problem with what these things are like, they cannot be fucking staggered. They will just keep going because they're machines. And they are really fucking annoying. And if they are in a double boss, or if they're the staff version, and if they're the staff version in a double does, then I want to tear my fucking eyes out. Because you cannot get a hit in. Both of them move at the same time. Both of them basically never stop attacking. They have moves that basically, you know how attacks have wind-ups and then they go through and then you can dodge during that going through. These have an attack where it's a wind-up and then instantly hit. And they're also extremely fucking delayed. These things are a fucking pain in the ass. If they're alone, especially if the stored one is alone, they're fine, but they have a bad habit of having way too much fucking health while having infinite poise, unless you finally break their poise and then you get one visceral attack in. But they are fucking painful. The sword one is a lot less. That's kind of pathetic. And the fucking other one is painful. Really fucking painful. So yeah, they're going in those the perspective things. Flying Dragon Achille. And this is every other dragon boss as well. Oh, where is the dragon boss? Actually, I have two. I have this boy, and I should have this boy. Okay, so how I'm gonna do this is gonna represent just the dragon encounter as a whole. I think it's fine. Now the main issue with this boss is that you need a horse. Despite what the thing told you, where it's like, oh, you can use whatever you want, you need a horse to fight these things. Because if they jump away from you, then they can just spam fire, and you're probably not gonna dodge everything, and their fire is deceptively long ranged. Even if you have a horse, it's kinda too easy. Let's be honest. But at the same time, it's kind of fun for the first few times you do it. But then they just end up in copy pasta. I know these things are slightly different. I know, but they're not different enough to make them distinct. I haven't actually... No, I actually did find this, and then it despawned for some reason when I fought this thing. Maybe I should have found it, but I didn't care enough because I fought enough fucking dragons. There's seriously like 10 of these things. There's as many as this, and the only reason I don't hate them is because these have more theming. And while those theming, represented by this guy, are very copy-pasta and very little different, at least they're a different goddamn color, not basically just this or a rotten version of this. So, they're a step above, but I'm still putting them right next to here. And also this special variant, they do have a kind of cool thing about them, because you find one of them, and they're like mostly dead, and they physically can't move because it's been so long that they turn to fucking stone. And I think that's kind of cool, seeing as you see dragons turn to stone all around the map, and seeing that half happen is kind of awesome, I'm not gonna lie. Now that we're done with that, a lot of the copy-pasted bosses, let's go talk about some more. Golem Archer, oh my god, I wanna fucking laugh at this. These things, where are they? Okay, well, we're missing a picture then. I guess this is gonna repress. No, here he is. Fucking hell, it's just the shit pictures. Because of that's not Extra Life's fault for once. This thing is the top of pathetic. I don't know why FromSoft thought these were like a cool and... Well, they are cool. They are imposing. They are shit. They are so fucking bad at their job. Like, you get up, they're not imposing from a distance because they don't deal nearly enough damage. They damage each other, so you can literally, if there's two of them next to each other, you can get one to kill the other, or at least stagger them so you can deal 3,000 damage to their weak point, and they stay on the ground for fucking ever. And they just die. They don't do anything. They can barely hit you if you're under them, and they are giant. They're like, imagine the Lost Giant from Dark Souls 2, but they are fucking weak. And can't even damage you. It's fucking hilarious how pathetic these things are. There he is. I don't know why it's so dark on the picture. This is supposed to be grafted Zion. He's kind of pathetic, but he's also really fucking like really. You know what? I need an even bigger. I need another. We're gonna need an even bigger tier list here. And this guy is gonna be one of the top contenders for A. They're not interesting enough to be in fine. They're not strong enough to be any lower. They're not... You don't encounter them basically ever again, so they can't be in copy pasta. They're just kinda there. They're cool design-wise, especially when you consider them that they're literally fucking harder than the guy who's the fucking... one of the main shard bearers of fucking... It's funny because he has the best shot in the game, but he's also the weakest boss in the game, in my opinion. It's fucking stupid. But anyway, these guys are just kind of there. It's annoying that you can't kill them at the start of the game. At least I don't think you can. I got fucked over when I reduced his health too much. Great Warden Duelist. Which one is that? Oh, it's this guy who's extremely forgettable. Yeah, forgettable Dark Souls enemy number 1. He's going in A. He's not weak enough to be in pathetic, unless you fight him anywhere other than early game. I think he would probably be a really, really good tutorial boss if this game was linear, because he might fuck you over if you're a newbie, but he's very easy to deal with if you know what you're doing. So I think he's pretty okay. He should be in A. Guardian Golem. Wait, no, this is Guardian Golem. Then who the fuck is Golem Archer? Oh, that's the same guy who's just as pathetic as the other one. It's just one of them has an archer and one of them has a fucking thing. Never mind. Right, Leonine Misbegotten. This guy should have been one of the... Well, he kind of was, but this guy, in my opinion... Okay, you know what? How many times am I gonna change this shit? Okay. There he is. There is Leonine Misbegotten. He's probably the king of OK. I think he's also really good for a tutorial boss, because he's gonna give you a run for your money. Like, he's not gonna go down easy, but he isn't that difficult as well. He's just... No, you know what? He's going in fine. He's going at top of the fine. He's pretty decent. He's a pretty, not hard boss, not too easy when you come across him later in the game, because of course he's recycled a few times, at least not as much as these fucking few. He's pretty okay. I think he's a fine boss. Had some issues with him, but not enough to be mentioned really. Lion Guardian. Oh, these things are cool. I don't like that there is an area where they are literally just a few of these that don't respawn or replace the enemies. Not because they are there, but because they replace the enemies. So, like, come up with a better thing. They're pretty okay. They give you a good fight. They're nothing better than a mini boss though, so they're going over here. They're not bad though. Mad Pumpkinhead. This is not a boss. This is really fucking pathetic. This is really fucking shit. You're not going in there, LMAO. You're going in pathetic. Upper echelons of pathetic. You're not more pathetic than these guys, because these guys are pretty fucking cool looking at least. You look fucking stupid. You look like a Sekiro enemy. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw those things. Market the Fell Omen. Or is it this? No, this is the Fell Omen version of this boy. He's not pathetic. The thing about Margit is that he's fine. He's actually much harder than the actual main boss of this area, which is kind of hilarious. But he's also a really good tutorial boss. He's just a cut above the rest. Actually, I'm putting him higher up. I don't think he's better than the Leonine Misbegotten, but he's definitely better than everyone else here. He's pretty good. Probably with him will come up in his second boss fight, so we'll talk about that in the second one. He's really fast, and he introduces the fact that Elden Ring enemies just never stop attacking. That's one of my main grievances with this game, is that every attack chain has a chain that it can attack into, and then it chains forward and more chain attacks and more chain attacks. It's not like one hit, one hit, one hit, and then it stops, or one hit, stops. No, it's one hit, and it goes on like that forever. And I'm pretty sure he's one of the first bosses that you can meet who does that, where it's just never-ending attacks, and you never get a fucking chance to heal, or do anything else for that matter. It's really annoying, especially if you're using a heavy weapon. But otherwise, he's fine. That's not a boss. That's not really a problem with him. That's a problem with the game design in this game. Miranda the Blighted Bloom. Oh yeah, this is the fucking, not even mini boss, that is a boss apparently somewhere that I didn't find. This thing is definitely high up on the pathetic chart. Where is this a boss, and why does it exist when everywhere else, like you go past the first area and they are just randomly around, having fun, doing jack shit, because the problem with this enemy type is that they poison you once. And then they can't do anything. So if you just eat the poison without giving a shit, then you can just kill him and heal when you need to. And they can't fucking do anything. It's really dumb, to be honest with you. Anyway. Knight's Cavalry. I've not fought these guys enough for it to be an issue, but I'm gonna get two of these boys out of the way along with the Knight Cavalry. Where is Knight Cavalry? Here's Knight Cavalry. And here is the other guy. Here's the other guy. We are gonna go with 3 Sentinel and Knight Cavalry at the same time. They're okay. The problem with 3 Sentinel, and the problem with both of the bosses actually, is that they really fucking don't want you to fight them horseback. And they're one of the few enemies who are horseback. And that's really fucking annoying to me. The problem with both of them is that if they hit you once, then 90% of their attacks will knock you off your horse instantly, and you can't really do the same, which is really fucking annoying. Both of them also have the issue where you want to go to one of their sides and just stay there, and otherwise just back off until you can get on their side, which is really fucking annoying for anything, to be honest. And it's not like Vendrick where it's like, oh, you're following in the king's footsteps, you gotta walk with him. It's like pretentious bullshit you could say, but it's like, eh? And especially both of them, but especially this guy, is way too fucking difficult for what the game thinks. Like, the game thinks that multiple of these things is difficult, but there's a boss with 2 of these, where you can thankfully just lure one of them out, kill them in a very cheap way, and then kill the second one. But these things are not easy, especially if you're trying to use a horse against them and you're not fucking running around pathetically getting one hit in and then running away. They are not easy, which is kind of weird. But anyway, they're still okay in my opinion. They're not tear my eyes out. These things are the same, but they are more annoying. Actually, I'm gonna put this guy above because I don't like these two. If you die, time passes. And these only appear at night. So every time you want to retry them, you have to go into the bonfire, you have to wait until dark, and then you fucking respawn. And that's fucking annoying to do every goddamn time you want to fight them. So if you don't first try them, you have to fucking do that. And that's really annoying. So they're worse than 3 Sentinel. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same. Or should I have a lot more to talk about than I thought? Patches! Patches! Oh my god. Patches, come here, my buddy boy. The funny thing about Patches, where the fuck is he? Is that the moment I thought, I wonder where Patches is in this game. I went into a cave randomly and Patches was there as a boss. And I was laughing so fucking hard during the whole encounter, I just fucking spammed attack until he died. It wasn't even overtuned, I don't know why he died so easily. Probably because he's not a boss. But his entire encounter is just so fucking funny. Whoever made this a boss, thank you, because holy shit, I had one of the best laughs I had in like months when I fucking met this guy. Oh, it was great. I'm not even gonna tell you. All you need to know is that he's in a cave somewhere in the first area. Stone Digger Troll and Torolls in general. You might think that I'm gonna put this guy in pathetic, but actually they're okay. I don't think they are. I like them more than these two. They're not very hard, and once you understand how they work, they're pretty easy to exploit, but they're definitely more difficult than these guys, especially before you know how they work. They're kind of like a Dark Souls 2 enemy, where you need to exploit them and understand how they work in order to get a better understanding of them and really fight them better. And overall, I think they're decent for a basic enemy that is every fucking where. Which is my way of saying that the other version of this guy, who's barely fucking different. Where the fuck is he? He's blue. How about I? I'm surprised the wiki has a picture of this guy in particular. Oh, there he is. He's going in copy paste because one of them is fine, but having this many of the bosses kind of fucking weak. Actually, I'm gonna switch that. This guy's cooler, so he's going in okay and he's going in copy paste. So I'm gonna bring this up one. Which is worse, copy paste or pathetic? I think pathetic, to be honest. Because fighting a mediocre boss multiple times is better than fighting a weak boss once. Maybe. No, there he is. It's just a weird picture of him. This is not actually what he looks like. He looks really fucking weird. He is copy pasta. There's too many of them, and he's not interesting enough to be an okay or fine. He's annoying. He has if he either gets riposted or gets reduced below 50% health, he will do AoE. But it's harder to tell before you fought him a good few times that he's gonna do that. And by the time you can tell, because there's fucking blue or different colored flame coming after you, you can't really escape. And on higher, when he's stronger, he can one-shot you with that, which is just not very nice now, is it? So, the good thing about him is that he drops a golden seed. The bad thing is that you don't need to kill all of them. Well, let's go, but both a good and a bad thing, that you don't need to kill all of these to get all the golden seeds. So, a lot of the times, why the fuck bother with them? When you can just run up to a tree and get a few. So, I also have a specific grudge against this because I did the worst fucking hero grave in the game. It was extremely fucking painful, and then I had to come back there again. And I fucking hate the hero graves, especially the first one can go really just fuck itself. Trial and error nightmare. My boy! This is the first actual boss I fought. He's my boy. He one-shot me with fucking everything, basically. It was a hard-fought fight, but I had so much fun. Because this guy uses a unique spell that you can only get from him, and he has a flail. And he runs around looking like fucking Smoke from Dark Souls 1, and is funny as shit. And using these pyromancies, they're basically like sky mines that go to you very slowly, so you can predict them. And he can only have one at a time, so sometimes you can get a free hit on them while he's recasting it because the AI is dumb. And it was such an enjoyable fight where I was like fucking 20 levels below what I should have been when I fought him. But I had so much fun. So he's definitely have a beer with the developers level. Now, Alabaster Lord. This guy is edgy as fuck. And for that, he's even more... He's on the same level where you think he's gonna be strong. And then he's pathetic. Get a medium tier heavy weapon. Hit him once. And then hit him again and again and again. Until he jumps away. Recover some stamina, run at him, smack, smack, and repeat that. He just fucking dies. As a boss, he's kind of fine if you're not using a heavier weapon, but if you're using a heavier weapon, he just fucking dies. Black Knife Ringleader. I'm pretty sure that's this guy. So he's already on the list. Black Knife Assassin right under, Black Hunter again. Bulls, Carrion Knight. Bulls. Okay, let's go Bulls. Oh yeah, he's also on the list already. Cemetery Shade also on the list. Clean Rot Knight. Who is more pathetic? Giant Lumbering Thing? No, I'm gonna put this on pathetic because she's in one of the... Like the bosses, the one boss in the area where these things are. We're gonna talk about her, but she's gonna be in fucking here between these two tiers, and these things are the same thing as she is. No, they aren't, even though they're supposed to be like part of the same order and whatever, and her special knights. These things are fucking pathetic. They are so weak. Literally what applied to this edgelord over here applies to her, and these things, they just spam a medium heavy weapon. They can't do anything. But they don't even deal as much damage as even this guy, so, like, why? Crystallians, these boys. The wiki is extremely lazy, so I'm gonna be... No, this was the plan from the start. These things are kinda cool, because they force you to use a blunt weapon. But they are not tanky enough where that's really an issue, and you can use also magic as well. But I like the idea, the entire area's idea is that there's crystals in them, so... slashing weapons are garbage, so by the time you get to them, you're probably already using a blunt weapon, specifically because of the area you need to. So it's not as big of a deal, because they're mostly mines. I didn't find the actual, like, this version of their boss fight, but I think they're pretty okay. They're nothing special, but they're definitely okay. And I like their theming, they just look really fucking stupid, though. And they're really spammy as well. Not enough to pull them down. There's a ton of them too, so they also have a good spot in copy pasta because there are a shit ton of these boys. More Earth Trees, Bury a Watchdog again, boom, more dragons, Godskin Noble. Ooh, Danny boy, I have some shit to talk about Godskin Noble. You know what? I have so much shit to talk about Godskin Noble, I'm gonna save it for later. And I'm gonna talk about all of the Godskin boys when we get to Godskin Duo. Because it will be important then, so I wanna save it for that. Magma Worms and all of the Magma Worms. They're okay. If I can fucking find them, I'll put them in fine. Not fine, okay. Here he is with all the love and stuff. He's okay. Is he better than any of these guys? I think he's a better fight than these guys, but a worse fight than... why are you this high? Get down there, over here. Actually, I like these guys more. Yeah, I like this. These things are... There's too many of them. I'm gonna say he should be in copy pasta, but he's... you know what, copy pasta. You can get him. You can be at the bottom of copy pasta, and this guy goes up a little bit. No, like this, yeah. Because there's a bunch of them, and it's kind of lets down that there's so many of them. But when you first fight him, he's a good boss. So he would be okay if there wasn't so fucking many of them. Knights Cavalry, Omen Killer, Capra Demon 2.0. He even has fucking dogs in his boss arena. Can you believe that? Although this guy upgraded because he has 3 dogs. He's 3 dog instead of 2 dog. I fucking hate this thing. Anyway, it's okay. It's just Capra Demon, so... Actually, you're going in copy pista just because you're the fucking Capra Demon. Look, like, literally fight him. And then fight the Capra Demon from Dark Souls 1. He's literally just Capra Demon, just in a new generation. So it's kind of like, okay, let's go up here, because you're literally just copy pasta at this point. Red Wolves. I hate these things. They are very spammy, very fast. They even sometimes delay their attacks, and it's kind of annoying. The picture of them is my fault because they got cut off. But I don't like them. But objectively, they are okay. Are they worse than these things? No, I like them more than these things. So yeah, they're okay. I don't like them. They're too spammy. Granola, Queen of the Full Moon. This boss has 2 phases. The first phase is over here, at the top of the pathetic. The second phase is fine. Problem is, you can get to her. I didn't get the thing that's the key, because I didn't see that note next to a bush, so I basically didn't get into the Academia until I was really overtuned. So I actually can't really rate this boss, but she summons the fucking moon. So that's gotta be worth something, so I'm gonna put her at the bottom of fine. Royal Knight Loretta. This is the first fight with this girl. There's 2 of them, and I'm pretty sure I got 2 of them because they are kind of different. Oh, they're not really different, but there's less. This is the Ghost Boy. Ghost Boy is okay. She's definitely towards the top of... Actually, no, you know what? I'm gonna put him in fine because it was a good fight. It's kind of hard, but it's also not too hard. It's not a very annoying mage boss. So I will give you that. That is very well done. You didn't make the mage boss that annoying, so definitely kudos for that. So she just gets us chilling fine. Royal Revenant, what the fuck is this one? Oh, it's this thing. I actually didn't meet the boss fight of this, but I did fight him as a basic enemy. He was really fucking annoying. Here he is. I'm gonna put him in pathetic because he's not worth being a boss. Spillet Collar Snail. Look at this boy! This is a boss! He's too powerful, we must delete this. It's too bad. It's a fucking snail. I met them in a random cave, so I know what they do, so they're not in here, but But now we're gonna talk about one of my favorite bosses. Not because they're strong, but they're just fucking awesome. I love their thematics. This boy, all of the boatmen, they're very copy and pasta. But they are so good, and I love them so much that I'm gonna put at the top of okay. I can't justify putting them in fine, but they are so fucking. The first time you see him, oh, they're so fucking good. You know, fuck it. This is my one. I'm putting them up there because they're so fun. They're not interesting, and after the fucking fourth time we fought them, they're like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. But they're so fucking funny the first time you find them. It's like kind of like patches. It's just great. It's just great theming. Of course, it's Charon or Caron, whatever the fuck. But I love it. I fucking love this. Battle Mage Hugus. I'm pretty sure he's a missing texture, so I'm just gonna put him here. I'm not sure which missing texture he is, but he sure is one. Beast of Pharah Missoula again, Bell Hunter again, Blade Kindred again. Wait, is that a different one? Oh, it's this boy! Yeah, this boy is... well, I'm putting him here for now. We'll talk about the boss version of him when it comes time to that, and that's fucking annoying. But, yeah, he's just a gargoyle. Senator Shade again, Cleaner Knight again, Commander O'Neill. Commander O'Neill, that's the smaller commander boy. I'm pretty sure that they are also missing texture. This is the other commander guy over here. And I want to talk about him a bit more, so... Oh no, this is the guy, Commander O'Neill. I think this would be a good fight if I wasn't extremely overleveled by the time I got there. And there's only 2 of them as far as I know, so they're not copy-pasted. They are going in okay. I liked the fight definitely more than any of these guys. Oh my god, I fucking... very... These things... I fucking hate these things. I fucking hate these things so fucking much. They don't give you time to hit them. They have a shield to fuck you over if you can hit them. And there is a double boss with them. And both of them travel at the same time, have a giant fucking thrust attack that they can move with along a fucking 50-mile-kilometer to hit you out of Estus every fucking time. They use the fucking greatsword as a thrusting attack, and that just pisses me off even more. I fucking hate these things. So fucking much. Especially the second, you know how I beat the fucking duo version of this boss? I got every fucking consumable, 20 fucking volcano pots, or like 12, however many I fucking had, and just tossed them. Toss them. And that was the entire thing. If I had the Mimic tier at this point, I would have fucking summoned that, because I fucking hate this boss so much. And we'll talk about the Mimic tier later, don't worry about it. But holy fucking shit, I hate this thing. And while I'm here, I might as well get his friend over here, who I don't hate that much. Actually, he's pretty okay. He's definitely not really that interesting, but he's not as fucking cancerous as this fucking piece of shit and the dual version of their boss fight, when both this and this guy is here. Partially because I can understand why a spear has giant range. I can't understand why a shield and a fucking sword have giant range. And also the second phase of this guy is fucking awful. He gets weaker because you can just start baiting out his, ooh, look at me, I'm an angel attack. And you can just get 2 free hits there and then just continue. Also, when I'm talking about like difficulty here, I'm talking I optimized my build to have the best armor in the game constantly. It is basically one of the best armor sets in the entire game. And for vast majority of the final bosses, I had 20% physical damage reduction on me at all times. And I went back and fought these guys where I was like 120 level, and I was still struggling with the double boss fight with my heavy weapon, because they just don't stagger, and it's so fucking painful. Fuck this thing, and this thing is okay. He's not as nearly as cancerous. Cemetery Shade. Wait, didn't I miss the bear? Wasn't there supposed to be a bear earlier here? No, I guess he's later. Cool. Deathrite Bird. I actually only fought this guy in the Frost Zone where the picture is taken. Holy shit, this thing is tear my eyes out difficult. This guy is fucking insane. Dear God, is he hard. Jesus. And I can't even say that if it wasn't Overtuned, it'd be fun. It's just not a fun boss. It's just not. It's fucking awful. Ugh. Which is better, Tear my eyes out or Pathetic? I think Pathetic is better because at least it's over with. Ugh, I hate these things. The King Ezekis. Which one is that? I don't remember many of their names. Oh, it's just one of the dragons. It's another one of the dragons. Here he is. Here he is. Actually, I wanted to talk about you as pathetic and you were okay. Actually, I didn't fight the proper boss version of this because it just fucking disappeared. So I guess I'll just put you over here like this. Anyway. Elder Dragon, also known as Sad Boy Hours. Apparently, if you kill the dragons in front of this big boy, he just fucking dies. I didn't do that. I went up to him and just started fucking smacking him for like 15 minutes until he died. I am so sad for this poor thing. You know what? I want to take the developers out for a drink and ask them why they did this boy like this. It's fucking sad. Let both boys sing him a song so he has a nice fucking thing in death. Another Avatar, another Watchdog, Falling Star Beast. I'm mostly going to be talking about the big boy version of this guy, later. They're not entirely the same, so I'm not going to talk about this. This guy is kind of pathetic because you can miss them for a large amount of time and then you come back and then they just die in fucking 3 hits. And apparently there's multiple of these things all around, so I'm just going to put this in copy pasta because he's technically a copy pasta. Fuck it, you get to be okay. Not as good as this wolf though. As much as I fucking hate it personally, it's not a bad design boss. It's kind of like this guy. Where is he? This guy where it's a tutorial for the big boss, which we'll get to. Another dragon, Frenzied Duelist, who I'm pretty sure doesn't have a picture. No, it's this. Oh yeah, this fucking picture. The Facts for Life wiki has this as the picture. This fucking, look at him, he's over there. He's over there. He's having a good time just over there. It's the same as this guy, but it's the fucking picture. The fucking picture is so funny. I'm putting this. Godskin Apostle. We'll be talking about him during the Godskin thing. Matt Pumpkinheads, yeah, fuck it, just copy paste, Knights Cavalry. Nox Boys. Pretty sure I had Nox Boys as a thing. Maybe this is Nox Boys. I don't know who they are. Where were you? I guess here. I forgot where I took this from. Oh well, who cares? Putrid Avatar, Putrid Tree Spirit, yeah, whatever. These are the same. We've already went over. Putrid Crystallian Streamer, Star Scourge Radon. This is one of the first major bosses in the game. Wait, why haven't we talked about Godfrey yet? Why is he so late? No, I just skimmed over him? I know he's Godric the Grafted. He's so shit that I literally forgot to say him. Godric, okay, first Elden Lord. Let's talk about them in order. That Elden Lord, he's garbage. He's Godric the Grafted. Where are you, you fucking pathetic piece of shit? Here you are. This guy is the top of pathetic. He's so shit. He's so weak. He's not difficult to dodge. He's not difficult to tank. He doesn't have hard combos. He's not really that interesting. His movesets is kind of shit. He's so pathetic that I don't usually summon during bosses unless it's Dark Souls 2. And one of the NPCs in the area tells me like, oh, summon me for the boss, please. And she was like a cool boss and also I'm a simp. So I'm like, sure, I'll summon you, sure. But first I want to fight the boss myself, of course. And I fight him. I kill him with many Estus Flex to set. Almost kill him, actually. It didn't kill him. He had like 2 more hits left. And I was like, yeah, this is pretty fucking pathetic, so I'm gonna call my girl in, and then we'll kill you together. It was fucking ridiculous how absolutely fucking pathetic this boss is. Like, holy shit. It's like, Morgan is like a difficult early game boss. This guy is just fucking pathetic. Anyway, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about Radon for real this time. Where is the boy? There is the boy. Look at him. He's coming to fuck your shit up. There is... I'm gonna put him in Overtuned, actually. That's a good spot for him. He's a really interesting concept, let down by a shit execution. Basically what happens is that you run at him, you run to summoning signs, and you summon boys to take down this raid boss with. And that's a really cool idea. It's a shame he's 12 fucking million years later, and you gotta run to him, and he's gonna keep fucking shooting you. And that's really fucking boring after the 20th fucking attempt. It doesn't help that it's Dark Souls 3 summons, but even weaker. Which means that they are made of paper mache, and all of his attacks hit multiple people. So you summon your squad, you run at him, and then your squad dies in like 3 seconds. The only reason I want to put him here is because 1, the horse is fucking funny, and 2, holy shit, that comet attack is the coolest fucking shit in the game. Oh my god, I fucking love that. The first time he did that, where he's like jumping over, where is he, where is he? And then I'm like, what is that in the sky? Oh my fucking god! And then I almost die because that attack is for some reason almost undodgeable. Oh my god, that is the second I understood why he was called Star Scourge. Because holy shit, that was awesome. Still, I think he's overtuned, and if you go back later, he will be undertuned. So he isn't really well done. But I loved his concept. Now I'm gonna go in a little bit detail. I think the way they should have done it is they create a tower which you teleport to. They put a bunch of summon signs there of actually valuable NPCs that are not fucking garbage, and you assemble the team. Do you want a half cleric, half damage boy who sometimes heals you, sometimes doesn't? Do you want someone who just heals you? Do you want a tanky boy who has the mask talisman on, who will draw his attention? Or do you want just general purpose boys? And you can choose from them, summon them before the boss fight, go in, he's just a few feet from you, just enough so that you have enough time to prepare for him to come to you. By that point, most of your shades have entered the arena, so you can properly fight the thing boss. And your shades deal less damage, but also have like triple the health, so they can actually resist it. I think that would have been a much better design for this boss, but I don't like the execution. I love the design idea behind him. Anyway, I think that's befitting. Like, this is how much I should talk about a main boss, not as much as this fucking whelp over here. I guess it's in lore fucking makes sense that this guy is fucking garbage. But anyway, let's continue on. Altus Plateau. Another ancient hero of Zama, another Black Knife Assassin, another Crystallian Spear, Demi-Human Queen Gillica. I actually do have a picture. I'm surprised there was a picture of her. I think I did fight her. She's fucking pathetic. No, nothing to talk about there. She's kind of just shit. She deals too much damage for how pathetic she actually is. Elamir of Briar. This is Bleed Boy. Look at this Bleed Boy. To be honest, I want to say he's pathetic, but I was overtuned. I was overtuned when I went to fight him, so I'm gonna put him in no clue. He seemed like a cool boss, but I can't judge him properly, so he's going there. His sword did look very cool though, and very edgy. Tree Avatar, Falling Star Beast, Gargoyle. I'm talking about gargoyles later. Godfrey the Grafted. I'm not sure if this was miswrote, but Godfrey. Let's talk about Godfrey. I don't know what the fuck Godfrey is. So he's going over there. I presume it's just this boss, but again, and that's probably would be pathetic, but he's Godfrey, so he's not Godfrey, he's Godfrey. It's like how fucking Ornstein in Dark Souls 2 isn't Ornstein, it's Ancient Dragon Slayer. Because he has silver armor. It's totally not Ornstein, guys. Godskin Apostle again, Grave Warden Duelist again, Necromancer Garrus. Snail Boy. Look at him. Oh my god, his head got cut off even though he was making the pog face. He's too powerful. Delete this. He's going with his snail. There we go. This is the snail tier. We're running out of bosses that aren't copy and pasted. Whole hallways and other stuff. Another troll, Sanguine Noble. Come here, Sanguine Noble. There's a shit ton of these things. And they're pretty pathetic, but they're just shit. The fact that there's so many of them takes over, so copy paste over pathetic. But they're pretty goddamn pathetic. 3 Sentinel Duo, that's these things. I fucking hate them. No, actually, that's not. That's these guys, 2 of them. I talked about that. It's very painful. Keep going. Twin Blade Gargoyle. Again, we'll talk about gargoyles later. Worm Face. Worm Face. The man with the worst name in the boss. He can insta-kill you, but he's pathetic. He isn't well made. He isn't fine. He's pathetic. Look at it. Worm and Black Box. I mean, as an encounter, he's pretty scary, but then you were like, oh, wait, this is the boss? Abductor Virgins. They're probably the mini-bosses that are most deserving of being bosses, because they can be pretty difficult until you realize how they work. Problem is, I was overtuned, but I think I'm gonna put them in okay, because they're still pretty fucking cool. Demi-Human Queen Margot and Murray. I think I have a picture of one of them somewhere around here. There they are. This is what they look like. They're shit. Thank you for coming to my seminar. Fully grown Falling Star Beast. This is one of the few bosses in the game where I literally just had to go and make better gear. I would put him in tear my eyes out, but once you understand how they work, even though they have a lot of really fucking annoying attacks, I think they're okay. They're not good enough to be in fine. The problem with them is that you really fucking need a horse to fight them, so that's kind of limiting. And they have a few attacks. They have a lot of really fucking cool attacks, but they have a lot of attacks that feel specifically designed to just fuck you off your horse and guarantee damage, because you can't dodge it on a horse. And it's really annoying, because how the fuck are you meant to fight this thing on not a horse? So they would be in fine if it wasn't for them. They're still better than these boys. Not as good as Commander though. They're pretty cool though. I love their design. I love everything about them except those few abilities that keep them from being good. Noble again, another Godskin Noble. God damn. Kindred of Rot. Oh, it's these fucking things. Oh, there's a boss fight with 3 of these basic enemies. And because there's actually just 2 of them. But they actually pose a big challenge to you if you don't have the right gear and don't understand how they work yet. They become pathetic as basic enemies later, but as a boss fight, they're pretty challenging, I'd say. So they're not as challenging as anyone else up here and down here, but they're pretty okay. No, actually, there's so fucking many of them in the final area that they're definitely going on to the top of copy pasta. It's like, what do we put in the rot area? Oh, I know. Just this one fucking enemy, and they're young, which is just this enemy, light. So yeah, they're definitely top of copy pasta. Come up with a new enemy for that fucking area. Come the fuck on, FromSoft. Perfumers. They are not worthy of being bosses, but they're really fucking annoying. Perfumer Patricia is going pathetic. She's pretty pathetic. Tree Spirit again, Ancient Dragon, cool, who cares? Oh god, Devouring Serpent. Let's talk about the other ones, and then I'm gonna talk about the god Devouring Serpent, okay? Red Wolf of the Champion, actually the other one are just already on there. Oh my fucking god, this boss. Holy fucking shit. He's very close to being overtuned, but because the game gives you an item that's literally just use this and that's it, they are in okay. But this doesn't really tell you the whole story of being okay. My brain, it's been like it's been like fucking a week since I fought him, and my brain still hasn't fully computed what the fuck this boss fight was. And just in case this is one of the few boss fights where I definitely don't want to spoil it, because what the fuck this boss fight? This feels like the final boss of a goddamn anime. Holy shit, this boss. I have enough tears, so I'm not making a holy shit tier, and he's not too fucking tear my eyes out once you understand him, but holy fucking shit, this boss. Let's put him up here. Let me reorder this a little bit. I like these guys more. I like these guys more, not as much as this guy or this guy. Holy shit. Seriously. If you want to play Elden Ring, then don't look him up. If you don't want to play Elden Ring but want to understand, look up his fucking boss fight and especially his fucking second phase. Holy shit. Asgar, Priest of Blood. Is this boy? This is this boy. This boy. The first version of it, I have no clue. The second version of it can go fuck himself. This is not out of difficulty. This is just because the fucking thing is bugged. Like, he has 2 dogs in the boss fight, and randomly, if 2 of the dogs hit you, you just fucking die. I don't know why. Because, okay, bleed, sure. But why is the bleed like triple as much as mine, which deals like 3,000 damage to a boss? What the fuck is wrong with your dogs, man? What did you feed them? Or did you not feed them at all, and that's the issue? They wanna eat my ass. Feltwins. Oh, good Feltwins. Let's talk about one of the most pathetic bosses in the game. They're not as pathetic as this guy, but at least they're not Shardbearers. They're the kids of Shardbearers. They are extremely unremarkable. Imagine the 4 kings, but without the unique mechanic and without being cool. And you get the Feltwins. Godfrey, the first Elden Roll. To be honest, I think I was slightly overtuned for this fight. I had too many levels, but I think he was okay. Nothing special. He's kind of weak sauce, though. I beat him on my first try. Morgoth the Omen King, however. Now is when we talk about Morgoth. He's kind of fucked over. He's definitely fine. He's a good boss. But he's definitely fucked over by the fact you fight him early in the game, because you already have muscle memory against him because half his moves are still the same. And the other half is completely different, at least. But he's like a stronger boss grafted, haha, onto a weaker boss. And a tutorial boss at that, so he's just let down by being too easy. Like, I think I first tried him. And it's kind of sad. But he's definitely a fine boss. Actually, I like this guy more than him. He's too easy. Too easy. Mog the Omen. I actually didn't fight Mog the Omen. He's Blood Boy. I only fought the advanced version of him, so I can't really talk about the weak version of him. But oh boy, I have some shit to talk about the advanced version of him, because I feel like it's a good boss that got ruined by one fucking mechanic. And the Onyx Lord, which is literally just, where is he? Edge Boy over here. So yeah, Blood Boy just gets to stay here, even though it made him a fucking missing asset, specifically. How sad. Another Ancient Heroes ammo, no, let's talk about these boys. There's only like 2 of them in the game, but it's kind of let down that there isn't only just 1 of them. But, well. There's 1 in a weird mine, and 1 in the Best Waifus quest line. They are hovering between okay and pathetic, to be honest. They're in, like, between these 2. The main issue with them is that they aren't very difficult, but at the same time they kind of deal a shit ton of damage. But at the same time they're kind of like pathetic. They're definitely incredibly fucking amazing to look at, so They're definitely at the bottom of pathetic. Let me organize this tier a little bit. This guy's definitely bottom pathetic. Actually, he's top because he's shit. Right. Right. I think this is pretty good for a pathetic tier. Actually, this guy should be more up, like over here, because this thing is not a fucking boss. So yeah, these things are these things look 10 out of 10. I don't like a lot of the cosmic horror in this game, not because I don't like the cosmic horror, I just don't think it was very executed well in this game in a lot of parts. Except for the one with the Dragonkin soldier, like the original you fight. I think that area was beautiful eldritch horror. I don't know why there's ants there as well, but beautiful eldritch horror. These things are fucking beautiful eldritch horror, but I still don't think they did it well enough in a lot of parts on the cosmic horror. But they do look fucking amazing on their own merits, so I will let it slide. Black Blade Kindred. Which fucker is that? Oh, it's the gargoyle again. Nobody cares. Borealis of the Freezing Fog. That's just a dragon. There's Commander 2 Electric Boogaloo. This thing is fucking difficult. If I didn't figure out how to fight this guy properly, he would be in tear my eyes out because he's fucking infuriating to deal with. But because I did, he's in okay. He's definitely... He's less so. He's bottom of okay. The thing about him is that I thought, because the first commander resummoned stuff. Where is that guy? He's in okay too. This guy resummons things if you kill them. So I thought this guy would do too. And this guy summons two of the strongest basic enemies in the game to fight with him. So you basically have to kill one of them while they're still being summoned and then deal with the second one. And I thought they would just resummon him, so I was really fucking annoyed. But he doesn't. He just goes into his phase 2 where he's the only combatant. And that is definitely okay. He's very fucking annoying to fight, but he's, at least for me, but he's okay. I was just really fucking annoyed because I thought he would resummon this, because that is what I got taught by this guy who was much more fun. Anyway. Deathrite Bird, again, fuck him. Fire Giant. Fire Giant I have really mixed feelings about. Because he feels kind of pathetic, but at the same time it took me a few attempts, and on the final one I basically had to hyper dodge because I had 0 Estus Flask left from 14. So it just feels pathetic, but at the same time he's also kind of strong. Definitely not in fine. He's not interesting enough to be in fine, but I guess I'll put him over here. He's definitely not as good as this guy, because this guy is a good fight, he's just too weak. Why did I put this guy in okay? I'm gonna put him in fine. Like up here. It's a way better spot for him. Godskin Apostle Noble separately, so we're still not gonna talk about him. Great Worm Theodorax. Is this the guy who is probably in a completely secret area? No, this is just a fucking magma worm again. Misbegotten Crusader, that's already got. Vike, Knight of the Round Table. This is just some random invader guy, nobody cares. That's not a boss game. Ancestor Spirit. We're talking about both of the Ancestor Spirit at once. I've only fought this one, but holy shit, I fucking love that fight. They are so good. I'm not sure if this guy is as good, but I'm gonna put them next to each other. I fucking loved every second of this fight. It was kind of cheap at times, but he kind of instantly healed, which is annoying. Keep that in mind. It's a surprise still that will help us later. But he is so beautifully made and so amazing to just look at and be around that I just, yeah, beers are on me today, guys. That thing's fucking awesome. Dragonkin Soldiers. Where they are? There's 2 of these fucking things. I'm putting them here. Mostly because of the second one. Because the second one, you know Toxic from Dark Souls 1? Imagine if there was a sea of that, and there was a boss in the middle of it that one-shot you as it was at like 129 levels with the fucking heaviest armor in the game. And your life is being constantly drained by the toxic, and there is no amulet to make you immune to toxic, or consumable, or anything. Any boss that would be in there, and because this represents both, I'm gonna put him in Tear My Eyes Out, would be here. It wouldn't matter which one of these bosses was there. If it had a lot of health, and this thing has a shit ton of health, they would be here. They're not as bad on their own as these fucking cunts, but they are awful. And I don't like the fight to begin with. I wouldn't put them in okay to begin with because they're just not fun to fight. They're just not. They are really cool. I will give them a Mog Lord of Blood. I will save Mog Lord of Blood before the Bloodskin Noble because I have some shit to talk about Mog the Lord of Fuck. Actually, I'm gonna save him until Milena because they're in the same camp kinda. Okay, next up. Oh. Well, I don't know where this I guess I forgot. I might have gone over these things too fast at some point. I'm putting this guy because he's not a boss in Pathetic. I'm putting this guy in Tears My Eyes Out because these things are fucking horrendous. Putting this guy in Pathetic because I think I just went over them accidentally. Fuck these things. Godskin Duo. Holy fucking shit. I want to put them here. But I will put them here, and this boss is so fucking overtuned that it's fucking stupid. Here is one of the final bosses, here's another one of the final bosses, and here's the another final boss. I'd rather fight these things twice in a row than fight this boss ever again. This thing is fucking stupid. And to understand why, let's talk about the other two Godskins. Godskin Noble, I know I have weird taste and probably a lot of people hate this thing, but I think this boss is great. It's really fucking hard. It's really, really fucking hard, but it's a good boss. It's difficult, you have a lot to learn, it has 2 cheap moves, but it's just fun. It's good. It's hard, you have to try a lot of the times, but it's just a good Dark Souls boss. I'm putting them over there. This guy, who is, I don't know why, but Vicky has the armor set on a random character as the fucking apostle instead of the apostle thing. I'm not sure if the link is bugged or like it just linked to the wrong thing from the thing, but I thought it was funny enough to include. He's pretty pathetic. He looks fucking amazing. I love his design, I love his thing, I love how fucking creepy he is, especially if you find the one in the Laughing Village, because holy fucking shit, that freaked me kinda. I love the reference to the Laughing Plague, but holy shit, this thing is freaky. But as a boss, it's kind of pathetic, unfortunately. It's not as pathetic as like these things though, so I'm putting him over here. So these guys are definitely at the top of pathetic because these things are not bosses. LMAO. Okay. Oh yeah, now let's talk about the duo itself. So, both of them can chuck spells at you without stopping constantly. If you try to heal, if you press the heal button because you're far enough away, their charge up for the spell that they can both use and the time it takes for that projectile to travel are smaller. Like the charge up and the throw are both together smaller than it takes for you to be able to dodge again after drinking Estus, even if you start drinking earlier. So if you don't drink behind the pillars that they provide, that get this fucking destroyed, so after the time you got hide behind them anymore, you're fucked. Because you heal and then they damage you. You heal and then they damage you. It's fucking infuriating. If that was the only problem, okay. Both of them on their own are pretty difficult. Together they are fucking insane. They travel at the same speed. You know, Fetty Fatty is actually faster than the slim guy. Why? Fuck you. He has a rapier as well, so he's unlimited fucking range. It's fucking nuts. So you take a very difficult hard boss, you strap an easy boss that can just spam spells from the side and also has infinite fucking combos, the same issue as with Morgoth but 100 times worse, and that's also true for Fatty here as well, and you smash them together. And you wanna know the worst part? The fucking worst part is that they revive each other. Oh, then just kill both of them very close to each other, is it? No. They have a shared health bar like the four kings, and you need to kill them at least like 5 times. Like both of, not both of them combined, like kill the noble once. I killed the noble, I think, 2 times actually. It was 4, more like 4. Killed the noble 4 times, the other guy 2, no, both of them 2 times. I can't fucking brain. So it's 4 health bars. When one of them is enough to fucking deplete you. And you wanna know the worst part? If you kill both of them at the same time, they just randomly get revived. So you can't even do the, oh okay, so one of them will revive, so I gotta kill them both at the same time. It's gonna be good like that. No. Even though that would actually be harder because you would need to force both of them to go into their phase 2 at the same time, it's fucking stupid. Because one of them just gets revived out of thin air. And after a while the other gets revived out of thin air, or the other one just revives him on his own. This boss needs to be fucking downgraded, because you might not have fought this guy before. I did. And after a while I just realized that, okay, this is literally not worth my time dealing with. So I just got the Mimic tier so we could 2v2 this. And that way, it was a fucking really easy boss, because guess what? Mimic tier literally soloed the weak guy. We'll talk about Mimic tier later too, when we get to the other overtuned boss. But holy shit, nerf this fucking thing already, because this is a main boss you have to kill. And what's hilarious is that the guy afterwards, God's reference over here, is 100 times easier than these things. And has like half the health bar. So it isn't even like, oh, it's late game boss, it's hard. This is a late game boss, this is a late game boss, and they're both fucking pathetic. So why? I don't get it. Nerf these guys, Jesus. Anyway, let's talk about the God's reference, which was fucking inevitable. God's reference to Electric Boogaloo, I guess. What I hate about this boss is that it commits the ultimate sin of having a second phase that's completely different than the first phase. Because your muscle memory has to completely switch because of it. And that's really annoying. Literally none of the moves that the first phase uses get repeated in the second phase. And that's stupid. That's just bad design. And overall, this boss also suffers from a really fucking bad example of never stopping attacking or jumping away when they do. So it's really annoying to get hits on any fucking big weapon, and it's just fucking annoying. Thankfully they don't have that much health and can bleed, but seriously, come on. Oh yeah, and the second phase has a life drain on you, because the game decided that getting hit and taking half your health is not enough of a punishment for someone fucking up. You also need to burn for the other half of your health. Which is again not very fun game design wise. But overall he's pretty goddamn weak. Now, from that big ass rant, let's talk about... Oh, Mimic tier. Mimic tier's fun. I will put him in okay. Because he's a really fun... He would be empathetic, but because he's such a cool idea, I'm put in okay. I like the idea of this boss more than his execution. His is definitely better than this fucking stupid shit. This guy is really cool because he literally just copies you entirely. but he only has one heal. And I think that's a missed opportunity, because you could have really made it so that you can gimp yourself to have less heals by, you know, like allocating flasks. And like that would gimp him and he would have less heals. And you can do that depending on how much heals you think you'll need versus how much you can deal with him having. You could have a real back and forth like that, but unfortunately it's just your build. It only has one heal. And he gets really fucking curb stomped by anything that stuns him. And a lot of things stun him because a lot of things stun you. But I think his idea is something that should have been done before in the Dark Souls series, and it's a fucking great thing. Regal Ancestor Spirit we've already talked about. Gargoyles. Hello, gargoyles. You're pathetic. This boss is a fucking copy pasta from Dark Souls 3. And they're weaker than they were there because they have less health. The only way to make them, and again, FromSoft with the, oh, gargoyles, so there must be more of them. Of course, every time. I had way more trouble with this boss than I should have, but they're pretty fucking pathetic, I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, I should put them up if I don't like them. I'm sick of multi-boss fights, to be honest. Crucible Knight Suliaria. Who the fuck is that? Oh, that's just the guy who is standing here like his mom left him. Okay. Pia's Champions. I don't think I got a picture of this. Yeah, they don't have an image. They're pathetic. This is the fucking worst excuse for a boss since this thing. Holy shit, they're goddamn weak as fuck. Anyway, let's move on. Lich Dragon 46, who is... Oh, where the fuck is this? Deep Root Depths. What the fuck is this thing? I didn't even have him in here. What the fuck? That's amazing looking. Thought it was gonna be this thing, but no, I don't know who that is, so that's no clue. But it looks fucking amazing. I hope that's not just a copy paste. Oh, Prakuditsax is the other guy who is over here, and I don't know where the fuck he is, so no clue. But it does look pretty fucking cool. So in my next playthrough, I definitely have to find them. And down. Loretta, Knight of the Helichree. You know how I said that Loretta here? I think you put him here. Did I put him up here? Oh yeah, I did put him up here. Well, she's pretty much a copy pasta than this. And this was a fun fight, don't get me wrong, but like nothing changed. And she was made to be like really far back compared to the Earth, like the Harald tree. And compared to that, she didn't really get anything more than just more damage. So yeah, she's kind of a letdown compared to that. I'm gonna put her in pathetic. Because here, she was very fitting to her spot in the game. Here? What the fuck are you doing here? You're pathetic. Still, I like the boss, but she's kind of pathetic. Let's skim over this fucking whore for a second and put this adorable little guy is copy pasta. He does look pretty nice though, so he can go in the bottom of copy pasta. Let's get back to Melena. I have a lot of shit to talk about Melena if you can't tell. I'm gonna finish up with all the bosses. This thing is not a boss, this thing is fucking pathetic. This is like the prior to the final boss. What's your name, love? This is Asgar, Priest of Blood. He's fucking Priest of being shit boss. And Godfrey, who is also Horak Slew. I don't know who the fuck Horak Slew is meant to be, but I can't put him in pathetic. He's a good boss, but he's just okay. It's weird that his first phase is actually pretty cool. I like his first phase. It's difficult. But the problem with his second phase is that one, he just starts spamming grab attacks, and grab attacks are never fun. And two, he is much fucking easier than the first phase. Like, holy shit, he's so much fucking easier. I don't know why he stripped almost naked and tried to fucking fist me to death, but my man, there's a reason we invented axes. LMAO, what the fuck are you doing with your life? This boy, this boy, this boy, this boy, this boy. What's your name, this boy? Sir Gideon Ofner, the all-knowing. Who the fuck is Sir Gideon Ofning? Oh, you're Sir Gideon Ofning. Never mind. Who's Edgar, Priest of Blood then? Oh, that's the guy with the dog. Oh. Well, this guy's still pathetic. And this guy is called Radon of the Golden Order. Congratulations on making a final boss actually a challenge that's both fun, really fucking difficult, very frustrating at times, but completely fair if you understand most of his moves. And also he's hot. Also I like him a lot. I think he looks amazing. The area you fight him in is actually pretty good for being just grey. His fucking attacks are awesome. I don't know why he has a stab attack with a fucking hammer though. The problem with him is, well, we'll talk about that last. But the issue with him himself is that one, he never stops. Ever. It's fucking ridiculous how fluently he can just go into the 12 fucking hit like combo in the same goddamn thing. Like, he does a big slam on the ground, and that's just part of the combo. He can keep going after the big slam on the ground, which is really annoying and off-putting compared to every other boss. And if you try to heal against him, he has the Ishin thing, nowhere near as much as Sword Sodomizer Ishin. Fuck that boss. That's one of the bosses where I was like, okay, I literally do not want to fight this boss because he's just that unfun. That's why I never beat Sekiro, because it was physically not fun to fucking try to anymore. He has that where he punishes you for trying to heal ever. The best way to, if I want to give you a tip, I would say only heal after dodging an entire combo and you would attack him, heal instead. That's the best way to do it. But otherwise, he's by far the best boss in the game. In both difficulty, feel, looks, everything. He's amazing. I love him. And finally, fucking finally, the final boss of a Souls game is good and hard. It's been so fucking long. In Dark Souls 1, Gwyn was fucking shit. In Dark Souls 2, whatever her fucking name is, I love Dark Souls 2 and I still don't know what the fuck her name is, was fucking shit. And in Dark Souls 3, the Soul of Cinder, I literally killed it dual-wielding Yorm shields on New Game Plus. I'm not joking, I did that. And he wasn't very difficult. Anyway, this guy's foreshadowing, we'll talk about him last. Oh, don't worry, I have some shit to talk. This guy, I forgot to talk about him. He's, you know this guy? Imagine if he was weaker, and you get him. So, pathetic. And now we only are left with the 3 elephants in the room. Let's start with the least bad. This boy. This boy is actually... he's similar to who was the guy who I wanted to put in fine, but he was not good enough. Or one mechanic let him down. But he's basically that again. I want to put him above Godfrey because he was much more fun than Godfrey. He was also a lot easier in some ways. The reason I want to put him in delete this all the way down here is because he has an attack that literally cannot be dodged. Or did I mention that it's guaranteed and it heals him? And it's not caused by you fucking up. It's gonna happen no matter what, because that's the trigger of this fucking second phase. Let me tell you how this fight goes. He has his normal moves, you know, regular Dark Souls moves. You hit him a few times, he does a little thing where it's like unus, tres, duos, whatever the fuck, and then he puts rings around you. And one of the major issues is that when he gets below half health, he starts chanting rhythmically, and he hits you for a shit ton of damage, and that's a shit ton with 20% reduction and one of the best armor sets in the game. And you need to use either 2 or 3 heals to get through it. And he heals himself every time he chants. And that is fucking stupid. This boss would be completely fucking fine and fun if it didn't fucking, 1, heal itself, but more importantly, deal guaranteed fucking damage. And I want to call this out specifically because this is not valid design. If a damage cannot be avoided, don't put it in the game. It cannot be jumped, it cannot be rolled, it cannot be avoided by hitting him. It's guaranteed. And the insult to injury is that he heals himself. It's fucking stupid. Why is that in the game? Who thought that was a good and engaging design? That you literally just drink an item. It's fucking stupid. And you know the fucking worst part of this? It ruins the boss fight that he does these little shits. Because I had a bleed club, which I got for this cunt. We'll talk about her next. And I hit him a bunch. Then he starts putting the first ring on me. I keep hitting him. He bleeds once. I keep hitting him. He deals a shit ton of damage. So he goes into the second ring phase. So he does that animation. So I keep hitting him because this game has fucking infinite stamina. I swear to fucking dog. Then he bleeds again. Then he gets pushed in the third range. Then I keep hitting him still. And he gets instantly pushed into the fucking second phase where he does the chanting. Which is not very engaging gameplay. Like, come on. It literally fucks him over as much as it does me. Come on. Oh, he's such a good boss. Otherwise, I think I would not have hated fighting him nearly as much as I would. Like, I was putting him in tear my eyes out, but otherwise he's a good boss. He's fun to dodge. He has a bunch of spells that are not fucking overly cancerous. He has difficulties on his own, but he's an okay boss. But that fucking thing just ruins him from being fine to just okay. Don't put guaranteed damage that you must heal through in the game. Goddamn, FromSoft. Oh, and speaking of healing, I'm not sure which one is fucking thing. I think them because they're more artificial than she is. This fucking boss is so dumb. And I'm legitimately sad. More so than for Mog because, you know, he's kind of secret, he's kind of there. But this guy's... She was in the trailer, for fuck's sake. She should have been a fucking highlight. And one thing that they gave her lets her down completely. Let me lay this out. She's a boss who spams attacks and flows from one fucking thing to the other insanely fast, jumps around, but at least you can stagger her. She literally has a move where she steps next to you halfway across the fucking map and nearly instantly hits you, where it's almost unavoidable, and then she follows up by 3 other attacks. Now she loves doing this when you go try to heal. And I set this up because the issue with this is that every time she hits you, she heals herself for as much damage as you dealt to her. Yes, that she just does that. You know, every attack is multi-hit and she has 12 meter in chains which are all very fast and she can fucking kill you in 3 seconds. But every time she, like, I am using a medium big club with the fucking strongest armor in the game, by the way. If I haven't said that enough. I'm dealing like, when I first fought her, I dealt like 350 damage. And when I came back second, I dealt like 430. She heals with any attack 300 about. So basically, if you hit her 3 times, then she hits you 3 times. If you fucking survive that, she will be fully healed practically. And this is on a boss who has multiple ways of insta-killing you. Oh, and let's talk about Sword Dance. Because holy shit, Sword Dance is fucking stupid. But first let's talk about the other grab attack. The other grab attack is literally just a 1 second wind up to a grab that instantly fucking kills you from like half health and some, because I was using the flask that gives you like basically a free revive for like 30% of your health. It goes through that and your fucking great armor and your 20% defense and your 30% bonus from the fucking revive flask, and it just fucking insta-kills you. I think I've survived it once in total, and that was because I was full health. Why do you give a boss that can insta-kill the player self-healing on every fucking attack? And she isn't fragile, she's pretty goddamn chunky. And the best way to do that is a bleed weapon, and I literally had to go over to a bleed weapon to even put a dent in her fucking health reliably. And then, get this, when she gets below 75% health, she uses Sword Dance and unlocks the move in general. And the Sword Dance looks like this. I'm not sure if you noticed, but every single fucking attack in the Sword Dance healed her. She does it 3 times and then a big attack. So you can't get a free hit on her, obviously. The only way I've found to survive it, myself, is by using a fucking Great Shield. So every time she did it, the fight got prolonged because I don't think she heals as much when she hits a shield, but she still heals way too fucking much. So I had to just block it with this fucking Great Shield that I had to upgrade for that. And I haven't used the shield, unless it's for dogs, since ever. And it's only for that specific move. It's really fucking annoying. And I'm not done yet, because she has a fucking second phase where she heals for 80% of her fucking health, keeps all of her moves, but gets also a dive attack that basically insta-kills you if you don't understand how it works at first. So when I first got into her second phase, I just fucking died, because what the fuck is going on? Holy shit. Remove the healing. Literally, remove the healing, and I guarantee you that 90% of the annoyment with this boss, even though she can insta-kill, even though she has a second phase, even though everything else, would go away. Just remove the healing. Holy shit. So you know what I used? Because I got really fucking sick of this boss really fucking fast, because I was in a late game gear. I was in late game equipment, I had maxed armor, I had maxed weapon, I had maxed fucking everything. But I just couldn't fucking do anything, because she fucking 3-shot me with 20% damage reduction with the best armor in the game, while I barely put a dent in her, and every time she hit me, she fucking healed. And every time I went to heal, she did the cheap jump next to you and damage you, which instantly heals her, and probably knocks you out of the fucking heal as well. It's like, yeah, I had enough. So I actually just got the Mimic tier, which, remember the guy who mimics you? This boy up here? There's a summon that just mimics your entire build, but now there's 2 of you attacking her. And because her fucking stagger is so small, we just stun locked the shit out of her in my winning attempt. And when I was in the second phase, the diving attack, for one, I knew how to dodge it by then, and 2, it went for the other guy. So yeah, I am not sorry for using the Mimic tier on these 2 bosses, because holy shit, you didn't need to make them this needlessly fucking cancerous. Remove the healing, remove their revives. Thank you for coming to my seminar. But I would under no circumstances say delete these bosses. As much as I hate them, and as much as I hate her healing and her insta-kills and how much health she fucking has. Oh yeah, and did I mention she has butterfly wings at the end, and it's fucking impossible to tell what the fuck she's doing half the time. But I would under no circumstance delete any of these bosses. Okay, maybe him. Maybe him I would delete. But that's besides the point. But this shit. This fucking shit. Delete him. Just straight up. Delete him to make the game better. This is it was an eldritch monster the whole time. You don't want to see a good eldritch monster? Google the fucking moon presence from Bloodborne. He looks fucking cool. He's well designed. This guy looks like I shed him onto the design board. And he fights like it too. Because as cool as it is that he first attacks you with a ring and then the Elden ring, it's a bit less fun where it's a guaranteed fucking... It's an almost guaranteed... I have no idea how hitless runs are gonna do this game. I have absolutely no fucking clue, especially this one. They have to start with this game. I am guarantee you, because this is just miles ahead, especially these three actually, these fucking four are miles ahead. Let me tell you the biggest issue. In order to hit him, you need to run up to his belly. Guess where you can't see shit? His belly. You can't see king jack shit. And he doesn't bleed, so your bleed weapon doesn't do jack shit. And I would tell you what this boss does, but I can't fucking see. And he runs away. And then I hit him a few times. He does some moves that I can't fucking see, and then he runs away. And then he summons the Elden Ring on you to take 90% of your health. Oh, and did I mention that he's hardwired to this fucking guy? You know, one of the hardest bosses in the game, like legitimately fair hard. You have to beat him with enough Estus Flask left to fucking beat a boss you can't see what they're fucking doing. And they have basically one of the Elden Ring attack is really fucking hard to dodge in my opinion. I don't know how you would do it. Because okay, you roll through one, but I don't know how, because like, okay, I rolled through two of them, and then the third one got me because I rolled and then I couldn't roll again by the time it hit me. So I physically don't know how the fuck you would escape it. So you just take 90% of your health in damage from that. These are the three bosses I summoned the teardrop for. I deliberately didn't summon here because I wanted to fight this guy alone every time because he's so fucking good. But I summoned it in the second phase against this guy because I didn't want him to make my experience of fighting him worse. This guy is fucking awful. He looks awful. His design is awful. His fucking attacks are garbage and fucking shit looking. He's brainless. You can't see shit. It's a fucking horrible end. And because of that, just delete him and have this guy be the final boss. Give him slightly more health. Done. Remove this fucking thing. And that's pretty much everyone, except for these boys, but ignore them, please. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's everything. So, in conclusion, maybe buff a few of these guys, delete this fucking cunt, down-tune these guys and give him a better arena and spot, because as cool as he is, he's better in thought than he is in practice, and Snail.